Hey there. So Keith, you were asking about how to hoop a bucket hat. And I've got a couple of different types here. One of them does not have any kind of a band that folds out. This other one does. These both have fairly floppy brims. The New Era has one that folds out like this, but the brim is very stiff, so there's only one way that I know of to do that one. We'll start with the traditional. Now my hat frame only has one strap that goes over the top, not the two. And so the first thing I've always done is lay my backing in place, find the front as best you can, kind of lay it in place the same way you would with any other hat, but then I bring the brim around a little bit and hold it in place with my fingers so that I can bring the brim, the band up over the top and latch it in place. And that's pretty much, it's just like any other hat at that point. It's just, you know, you've got the clips on the bottom and the back that you want to put on to pull everything down nice and tight, but otherwise it's that simple. The other one is some hats will let you do this, where you've got this band that pulls out, and in that case you still start out by finding the front. I usually find it by looking at the back and then getting the seams on the side. Get it up on there like you would with any other hat, but instead of going over top of the brim, now we're going to bring our strap across the back. So again, get the brim out of the way a little bit, and we bring our band up across the top underneath of the brim, not over top. Like you won't see the band on the top at all. Then when we latch it in place, snug everything up. It's very snug. It's tighter than, you know, it's in this case even tighter than it would have been. So you've got no band on the top, just underneath. That will also work with your double banded hat driver, the same thing that you've got. In my case, I've got my straps set as tight as I can so it'll hold underneath. So with the driver that's more like yours, which has these two straps on it, and a hat hung up on the back, the one with the flimsy brim that goes up like the more traditional one, actually is pretty easy. I played with this a little bit. I don't like these older drivers, but these older hoops, but it was able to make it work. So I just fold the brim out of the way, hold it on the sides, and in this case, just like you would with a regular hat, you bring the brim up in between those two spaces on your bands. Again, snug everything up. I had it latched. Of course, like it would always, you would want to probably pin it in the back to hold it together. But here's what I've got that I wanted to. It's, you know, your brim is up through there the same as it would be. And there's the where'd it go? There's your outside, I guess your inside band and your outside band. Again, we'll do the same thing with your with the one that you're hooping from below. I'm pretty sure your operator or you could figure this one out because it's the same as we just did it on mine. But basically all you're doing is bringing your hat bands across the inside of the sweatband. And again, this is set a little bit too loose for this hat. In my case, I'd have to snug it up a bit, but same thing. So once it's latched in place down here, this won't move around at all. If I actually latch this, it's way too loose because my frame is just way too open. But once you strap those down in the back anyway, it holds it pretty snug. So that's all I got. I hope that helps a little bit. See ya.